Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to Food Chest. Hope you're doing well. If you follow Dr. Ifa Tunde, the most popular Ghanaian citizen, if you follow him well, you know that he's been like on a run in South Africa. I do follow him. I think he makes a lot of great points. Funny guy, but when you like listen to people, I think people have to learn how to take the good and from the bad, because everything is not always for you, but you have to always try to filter the message and take what you can take and leave the rest out. And that's what I do with him. I think he makes a lot of great points. That's Dr. Umar Johnson. So he's been in South Africa. He mentioned in one of his sessions, he spoke about something that is very interesting, which is something that I allude to all the time as well. Let's take a listen to it, then we'll come back and we can discuss further again.
Brothers and sisters, it is important that we find a way to deal with our conflicts in a healthy fashion. One of the weaknesses of African people is our inability to handle conflicts in a reasonable and respectable manner. Somebody brought up the question to me yesterday. They said, Dr. Umar, what do you think about the immigrant crisis in South Africa, where we got Africans from other countries coming into South Africa, taking jobs from South African, breaking strike lines where South Africans are trying to struggle to get better pay and employment. And I said there would be no South African immigrant crisis if South Africa organized and created your own Department of Immigration. I'm not talking about the government, I'm talking about the community. So that if you're coming from Mozambique, you check in with us first. You coming from Angola, you check in with us first. You coming from Botswana, you come and you check in with us first. You coming from Lesotho, you come and you check in with us first, and then we'll let you know what is okay for you to do in our country, and we'll let you know what's not okay for you to do in our country. But the problem with us, we don't organize and we don't communicate with other Africans.
All right. So from that clip, so we've seen like kind of what Dr. Umar Johnson was alluding to, and I've spoken about this several times on some of my videos. Kindly watch, kindly subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And he's absolutely right. I think that the only way most African countries can move forward, or the continent as a whole, for it to become what it can become, is that African leaders, the continent, needs to find a way to be able to solve its problem amicably by itself without external influence. That is, without involving, America, or without involving European countries. We've seen what happened between DRC and Rwanda. Trump had to step in for there to be a solution to a war that's been going on for decades. That's crazy to me, right? So I think that it's very imperative that African leaders find a way to do that. I know that within the bloc, SADC, COMESA, ECOWAS, I believe there are conflict resolution, meetings, I think. I don't know how effective those are, but that's one avenue to use and make sure that these things are working efficiently, because most of the things are de jure, but de facto they are not inexistent. And why this is important is because I believe that only Africans can actually solve their solutions, because solutions are mostly context-based, right? I mean, so not solutions, but conflicts. They're context-based. And to find the solution has to be context-based as well. I think that when you involve outsiders, most of the time they're coming with textbook solutions that are, in its face, might sound nice and sexy, but in reality, they are disasters. And they might work for a couple months, maybe a year or two. Then we're back to, where we were before. So Dr. Umar Johnson is absolutely right. Now, he did bring about something that he sees as a solution, which is to have like a quasi immigration regime within the country. And I'm trying to understand the concept. He mentions having an immigration, community center, which is void of the government. Now, I'm not going to say I don't agree with this. I just don't see how this will work, right? Is he saying that, some people will organize like a check-in? Basically, if your community, I think that's going to be a time wasting, and that's just going to take a lot more. I think that countries should be able to control their government, and the government should be able to, conflict resolute efficiently without any problem. The continent, Africans, between the countries need to do this. Without this, man, it's going to be hard. And I emphasize this a lot. Africa needs to find a way to solve its own solution because you're on your own, man. No one is going to come and save you. The way the world is going today, Africa needs to find a way to solve its problem, make itself rich, be self-sufficient. I mean, of course, you can't be all the way self-sufficient, but we more or less reliant on outside help. So yeah, I think, man, Dr. Umar Johnson was absolutely right. I work with what he's saying. I do work with him. I think his ideologies are very, I mean, you have to pick and choose. You know, sometimes they are dicey, but you know, you have to pick and choose. But all the same, man, let me know what you guys think. Comments appreciated. If you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to the channel. This is Full Chest. Peace.